So in the last video, I talked about secret number one, why you've got to keep it simple, Sparky, if you want to build any real momentum. In this video, I'll share secret number two, how to do you while still being there for your family and responsibilities. Most women who are holding themselves back from going for their big dreams think it's selfish to want this big dream for themselves. But actually, you are able to show up in a bigger way for your family when you show up in a bigger way for yourself. So what do I mean by that? Let me tell you a quick story. If you remember in video one where I showed you a picture of my dogs, actually the first dog that I got is Leia. And she was the brown one, the brown border collie lab mix, who was on the far left of the picture. But when I got her, my intention was for her to be an agility dog and for me to be an agility trainer. And so I signed us up for agility classes, and it was an awesome experience. But the class was on this horse farm, which was about 30 to 40 minutes away from my house. And it was always in the evening, right? Because I live in Florida, and so you try to avoid the heat of the day and schedule things either very early or very late in the day. And so that meant that I would have to rush home from work because class was in the middle of the week, rush home from work and get Leia packed up and in the car so that we could drive the 30 to 40 minutes to get there and be on both of us on our best behavior, right? So one day, I was having a particularly bad day at work. Things had been going badly for a while, and I was not in a good mood, as you can see with my little squiggly, not so happy face there. and Leia, who does like to stand up right there in the middle of the car. You know, she's her normal happy self, and I'm all grumble, not happy. Just want to throw something at someone that's not Leia, and that kind of mood. And I'm sure you've been in that mood before as well. So we get there, and things do not go well during our training session. Leia is not doing what I want, and if you ever took agility class or any kind of dog training, really, I guess you would know that usually if the dog is not performing well, it's because the owner is not performing well because they take all their cues from us, right? And so being in the state of mind that I was in, we as a team were not doing so great. So that was stressful on top of the stress I already had and had been having for a while because I was really kind of just not happy with my life. So we're on the ride home, and I am further stressed, Leia's stressed, everybody's stressed. It's not a happy scene. And I am driving probably more aggressively than I normally would because I was not in a happy place. And then something happened. I don't remember if it was my fault or another driver's fault. It wasn't an actual accident, but I got cut off or something. And it was scary. It freaked me out because I was in this grumble, hate the world mood, and something stupid happened. And I realized that I had put myself in a place where I was so unhappy and not dealing well with things that I was putting myself and the one I love, one of the ones I love, in dangerous situations. I was, putting us both at risk because I was not taking care of myself and making sure that I was in a good place. And this is something that's easy to do, right? Like a lot of times you don't realize it until you're in it. But as I sat there on the rest of the drive home, because again, it's a long one, I realized that, I had been hurting the people in my world, being unkind to them, being short and snappy and probably a little bit mean to the people in my life, like my loved ones, my pets, my mom, my friends, my coworkers, the whole world, anybody I encountered, I probably was not my normal, fairly nice self with. And it was because I was not taking care of myself. I was not resolving the issues that were coming up for me. Instead, I was just trying to push through and just keep going and just get it done anyway. And it wasn't going so well. I was sending out probably mental and verbal and probably shooting some death stares to people. Just sending out daggers to people. That was my existence at that moment. And again, it's something that had been building up. And that's when I realized that if I'm not taking care of myself, then I am doing a great disservice to everyone who encounters me, because I'm not at my best self, so I don't have much to give them. Because, as the old saying goes, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. And it's absolutely true, because especially if you are a mom, and I don't have any human children, I have my fur kids, but your presence and your ability to show up in the world as your best self impacts everyone around you. And so when you are doing a disservice to yourself of not following through and pursuing that thing that you want to do and not giving yourself permission to go for it, you are doing a disservice to everyone else around you. So over the last 2 videos, I've shared secret number 1, which was why you've got to keep it simple, Sparky, if you want to build any real momentum. And then in this one, secret number 2, how to do you while still being there for your family and friends. And I just want to emphasize again that you have to do you, because if you're not doing you, you cannot be there at all for your family and responsibilities. I mean, you may be there because out of sheer willpower, and determination that you're going to honor your obligations, but you're not going to be giving that best version of yourself to them, because you're holding back, you're hiding, and you're showing up as a shell of yourself instead of your full self. So one quick takeaway I do want to give you from this video is to think about that. Where are you misdirecting your frustration right now? Are you being snappish to your husband or your mother or someone else in your life because you're actually just unhappy about wanting to do something and not being able to give yourself permission for it? So take a few minutes and think about that. Do you find yourself in that situation? And if so, how can you change it? How can you honor that desire that you're feeling, so that you can show up more fully and in a bigger way for yourself, so you can be in a bigger way for your family and responsibilities. In the next video, I'll share with you secret number 3, which is how to find the time and resources to start today, not someday. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.